You know that feeling of stressing out about someone? What are they doing? Why haven't they texted you back? Where are they? Is this person thinking of me? Maybe you feel this way about someone you're dating or an ex. And it's giving desperate. It's giving scarcity mindset. It's giving unconfident. It's this attached state of mind where you're so focused, spending so much time and energy on someone else or something else, and it's draining and unproductive, and your mood can easily just get whipped around based on what they're doing.
Ring, damn it, ring!
If you feel this way, you have an emotional attachment, and that's what's causing you all of this stress. And everyone can relate to this because it goes even beyond dating or people. Like, have you ever lost a shirt or an earring that you care about a lot? Maybe it's from your childhood or someone you love gave it to you and it has a lot of sentimental value, and then boom, it's gone. If this has happened to you, then you can understand pain and grief. You understand accepting loss and letting something go. And that's why today we are talking about detachment. We'll go over what it is, what it's not, where it comes from, and finally how to overcome it and detach from people in a healthy way. And if you're interested in self-development content like this, hit subscribe and level up. And for my returning buds, I have an exciting announcement. I'm officially launching the It's Giving Growth Instagram. In my latest YouTube poll, I asked you guys what kind of content you want to see more, and you said more of me and you want to get to know me more. So yes, I plan on making videos in the future that kind of showcase more of me and my life, but here's the thing. I'm actually shy, so here's what we're gonna do. Before I start posting videos about my life, I'm going to post more about me on Instagram. So follow me there if you want to be buds. And let's get started. To talk about detachment, first we need to talk about its counterpart, attachment. There are so many types of unhealthy attachments. You can have an unhealthy attachment to your partner, a family member, your career, your future. And here's the biggest misconception about this. People confuse attachment with love. If you're in a toxic relationship and you're giving all of this love, you're trying your hardest, and you're dating someone who's giving you mid energy, it's easy to say that clinging on to them and fighting, even if you're getting torn up on the inside, is fine and healthy because you love them. If you have a toxic relationship with a family member and you feel obligated and forced to call them all the time, even when they make you feel really bad about yourself, you can't stay in an unhealthy environment indefinitely and call that love. If it's costing you your peace, it's too expensive, babe. And it doesn't even need to be that dramatic, like a toxic relationship. Anytime that you're attached to someone, anytime that you're like entangled with them, your emotions revolve around them and you're not stable. So what kind of people are prone to this? People pleasers are prone to this kind of attachment. Anxiously attached people are prone to this. It can come from a childhood where you had to pay extremely close attention to your parents or your family members to see what kind of mood they were in, to revolve how you were going to act around their feelings that day. But this leads to an adulthood where you're just hung up on other people. So what you need to do is detach from this entanglement. Free yourself and your emotions and find peace. But people, don't get it twisted. The phrase detachment often gets a bad rap because it's associated with being cold-hearted, being mean, avoiding connection, the leave before you get left mentality. Detachment is not being cold. Detachment's not indifference. So indifference is like not really caring, having no interest in someone or something. With detachment, you care about that person a lot. You have tremendous amount of interest in them, but you don't need them. You're not clinging to them. And if they were to go, you would be okay. You can love someone truly and still detach yourself from them so your emotions are not wrapped up in theirs. You can respond to situations as an individual and not just be emotionally reactive to whatever they're doing. Attachment is unhealthy when you depend on someone for psychological security. And detaching is finding that peace again, recentering yourself to focus on you. Let's get into how we even get attached to someone to begin with. We never start with that intention of getting sucked in or, staring at your phone waiting for a text message, but there we are, acting delulu in like a few months. Stalking them on Instagram, checking your phone every 30 seconds to see if they text you.
Hello?
It always starts off so innocently. Like you see someone at your grocery store and they're cute and they smile at you and that's it. But then the next day, they ask for your number and they start texting you and you get like a little bit more excited, a little bit more invested. And then let's say you start going on dates with them. You're hanging out with them every weekend, they're texting you every day. Now, when their name comes up on your phone screen, you get excited, you get that little dopamine boost. And boom, just like that link forms. Someone calls you every day, you start expecting that. We rely on them to call us, to give us attention, to give us that dopamine boost that we're now used to. It's a slippery slope, and before you know it, you can get so caught up with them that if they do something that makes you happy, you're happy, and if they do something you don't like, your whole day can be ruined. Their love and affection ends up being not something we want and have fun with, but something we need. And if we don't have it, it becomes a problem. We're not okay. Just like that favorite pair of earrings, right? We're so used to having it and loving it and wearing it, and then that moment comes where it's not where you left it, and your heart sinks, the panic sets in because you're so tied to this object. We pin our happiness onto people, objects, experiences, dreams, and hold on to them for dear life and stress about the possibility of losing them. Like in the example with grocery store boy, everything's all good until he stops texting you, until he ghosts you. And then you spiral, you're sad, you're annoyed, you're mad, but then maybe he texts you the very next day and is like, oh, sorry, I lost my phone. And then you're fine again. And then you just fluctuate back and forth with all these emotions that are not even in control. You're letting someone else dictate them. Tell me, how does that whiplash feel? It leaves you feeling out of control and powerless. And at the end of the day, everyone and everything is fleeting. Nothing's permanent. Someone can move to another country, someone can die, someone can cheat on you. You can lose that earring. And that's just lifing. That's just peopling. You have to put yourself first, and sometimes that means saying no to someone else, but it means saying yes to yourself and your peace. So here are some questions to reflect on, as usual, to gauge how attached you are to someone. Do you obsessively worry about this person all the time? Do you feel extreme highs and lows around them, like an emotional roller coaster? Do you feel like your day even potentially could be ruined in a heartbeat because of something they could do? Do you feel emotionally reactive to their behavior? Do you ever try to control their behavior because you know how much their behavior has an effect on you? Do you know who you are without them? Are you confident that you would be okay without them? So how do we overcome this and detach? Some Buddhist monks train their whole life to be able to do this. Actually, they don't even call it detachment. They call it non-attachment. They have a mindset of let me not even attach to people, places, and things to begin with. And they enter relationships with a really interesting mindset of how to love. They call true love Maitri. It's the purest form of love with no strings attached. For Buddhists, that's unselfishly wanting someone to be happy, to give them that affection without wanting anything in return. In Zen Buddhism practice, detachment is actually a foundational principle, and it's seen as a key to end suffering. For them, it results in satisfaction, happiness, and their term nirvana. Buddhists believe that when you stop trying to control the world around you, you just let the love in without expecting anything and therefore not giving it any power to destroy you. They say that letting go is letting happiness in. They believe that as humans, we are inherently joyful, and to tap into that, it comes down to relinquishing control and attachment to the world around us. And remember, this is not about just not caring about things or, being cold and blocking someone. If you have to block your ex, or if their name triggers you and you just have to shut that out and avoid it, that's not detachment. You need to figure that one out. Healthy detachment is falling in love. It's being vulnerable. It's getting close to people, but not needing them. This way, anything can happen in the world. Grocery store boy can leave you on red. You can lose that favorite pair of earrings. But that unpredictable chaos won't disturb your inner peace. Okay, now that sounds all nice and spiritual and like some eat, pray, love shit. But how do you actually do it though? Let's say you're already attached, you're already in an entanglement with someone. Is it too late? You need to learn how to let go and move on in a very practical sense. So here are some tips I have. This is not the Zen Buddhists that have it together. This is just my food for thought. If you're attached to someone already, start with the obvious. Stop stalking them. Stop obsessively thinking about them. And how do I do this, you may ask? I have some friends that are like when someone's having boy problems, they'll be like, girl, just let that man go. You don't need him. Just block him, forget him. Like, that's not super helpful because emotions are real. You really cared about this person and you can't just forget about them. So the first step is accepting the grief. It's accepting that someone or something you love is no longer in your life. You know those people that go through breakups and like the next day they're like, I'm fine, hashtag over it. Yikes. You need to talk to your friends about it, journal, meditate, sit in the sadness. You have to feel it to heal it. It's accepting that you lost those earrings. The next step is focus on yourself. Self-love and self-care is so important in this step. So here's what we're not gonna do. We're not gonna listen to sad music. We're not gonna like purposely watch shows that trigger us. My therapist always says this thing I like. She says it's okay to live in a sadness for a while. It's okay to be in that space, but you don't have to unpack and move in. So you have to want to eventually move on. When it comes to getting over someone, that can look like filling your time up and your mind and energy up with things that you love. Kind of harshly, like get a life, get more of a life, make more friends, pick up a hobby, fill your own cup with that love and attention that you wanted from them. Number 3 is for the future, before you even get attached to someone, accept uncertainty and let go of control. The key to not getting attached in the first place is accepting that anything can happen and learning to be okay with that. Like I said before, nothing is permanent, so don't anchor yourself to things that you know are eventually going to go. And I know in this video I talked mostly about detaching from a romantic partner, but there are so many things that people get attached to that can cause a lot of pain. And you can start practicing detachment from physical objects or family members. You can even detach from your past self. A lot of times people grow and evolve, but mentally they're stuck in this place where they identify with a chapter of themselves, with an old version of themselves, because they know it and it's comfortable, but it actually stints their growth and causes a lot of pain. You can detach from your fantasies of the future, like the ideal marriage or the ideal job or ideal lifestyle. And remember, that doesn't mean don't dream, don't chase a goal. It means don't emotionally depend on the outcome. Put in the work, but then take a step back and be okay with whatever happens. The Buddhists say you need to build your home in your simple existence, not in friends, lovers, experiences. And I'm gonna close on this quote I like that says, "To be unconquerable by anything, we must be willing to lose everything." So be a badass bitch and let go. That is all I have for you guys today. Comment down below your thoughts on detachment, and don't forget to follow me on my brand new Instagram if you want to get to know more of me. Just saying, we could be friends. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.
She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to